let's get right to it. So today we're talking about my experience with purchasing cars with good credit versus bad credit. I'm not going to list the names of any of the dealerships or anything like that. Not trying to put anyone down. I just want to kind of give a idea to the people who are new to car shopping for the differences in how you'll be treated when you go to a dealership with bad credit versus good credit, and outside financing versus internal financing. So the first two times that I purchased cars, I purchased them at the dealership in the finance office. One time with bad credit, one time with good credit, and then I purchased one car with my own personal financing, with good credit. So we're going to give you the three different scenarios. So the first scenario, they wanted money down, so I gave them all the cash that I had. This is the bad credit scenario. I gave them all the cash that I had. Didn't have a clue that I still could have gotten approved for the car with no money down, because they made it seem as though it would not have been possible at the time. So, they made me put money down. They gave me a horrible interest rate. The customer service was not that great. They did provide like water and chips and stuff like that. But, I was in the finance office at the dealership. They shotgunned my credit out, so as if it wasn't already bad enough. They gave me like another 20 inquiries to add on to the 20 I got before, when I just came in to ask them about purchasing a car, and they ran my credit anyway. And they were very much like sharks, sitting around just waiting for prey. It was like whoever felt like they could get me first and get me in the finance office, and they just kind of dogged me around. And okay, well, look at this. Okay, this is what it's going to be. No real negotiations or anything. Just very, fast paced, pointing sign here, sign there. And got put into a very horrible deal, and just not treated very well with that dealership. So, somehow I ended up going back to the same dealership. Once I got my credit better, and even with good credit in that dealership, I got a slightly better deal that allowed me to kind of rectify the first deal. Still not a great deal, but it was a decent deal, because they realized that they did do a lot of harm with the first deal, financially, and it was a slightly better process. They did approach me with a kind tone. We went through things much slower, and I kind of had more of an insight on what I was actually signing off on and what was actually occurring. Versus, the first time it was just kind of in and out, do what you got to do, and we're doing what we got to do, you're doing what you got to do. You don't have a choice, type of thing. And it was very, very like striking. Okay, well, you can refinance this car after a year, so why do you care about the interest rate? And just a much rougher process. Then this last time, purchasing a car with good credit with external financing, not getting financed at the dealership. And I think this makes all the difference. I was able to negotiate the price on the car. I was able to negotiate the packages. The dealership treated me much better. I actually, with this dealership, didn't even have to go into the dealership. And I know this sounds crazy, but the dealership I bought from, they put their Carfax for their cars online, just as well as they actually put the VIN numbers and everything for the cars online, and they were really good. They actually transport cars in the whole state. So like I live in Florida, so it's like a 6-hour drive throughout the state. So like if they had a car and it was at a different location, say it was at the Tallahassee location, like they would have driven the car 6 hours to bring it to me, at my home, because they literally brought it here, pulled up and brought it to my home. And it was much different, more different than the first two times. With having the external financing, everything was already kind of set. Like I said, I was able to negotiate price rather than having to worry about interest rates or them trying to throw up other fees or anything like that. When I purchased the car, it was really cool because I actually requested slightly less than I ended up spending. So they allowed me to pay the difference by credit card, which I thought was really cool. The financing office, they called me. They just verified with me that I had the check. They had me send them a picture of it. They called my bank because they had to call my bank to verify the check, and because my bank requires the dealership to call and do that. So they called my bank, verify the check, clean the car up, fix it up nicely. And they actually had somebody drive the car out to me. The only thing that I really had to do was I had to call my insurance company and send them a copy of the car being added to the insurance before we got the car. And that was pretty much it. Excuse me. Did all the negotiating over the phone, and really just enjoyed the process of being able to buy a car over the phone, that I looked at on the internet and liked, and have it pull right up to my house and able to sign just a few pages. It wasn't the whole crazy huge, house packet that you have to sign normally when you're in financing at the dealership. I'm talking about maybe 5-10 minutes to purchase this car altogether. Between sending them the pictures of the check and the car being added to the insurance, and them coming here, and once they got here, the amount of time it took to actually sign the packet, and that was pretty much it. So with that being said, you guys, I want to thank you all for tuning in as always, and I'll see you guys in the next video.